Hi, I am Tsahi Levent-Levi of blog Geek Me, and this time we're going to explore life outside of the browser. What happens when we don't want or don't need a browser for our video application. So if you recall, you are not in control, at least not everywhere. There are things that you can control within your live video platform, and there are things that you can't. You can't control the network. You can control your backend servers and where you locate them. You can't control the browser, but you can control applications. And sometimes you want to add that control in the application side of things. So we're talking about WebRTC, and we want to remember that WebRTC is not HTML5, so we can use WebRTC in our application without compromising quality, okay, and without actually using a browser. What does that mean exactly? It means that we can run a service that is mobile only. It runs only on mobile devices, and it still uses WebRTC as the baseline technology. And we can use the same with PC applications. Now, sometimes we want to run these applications in parallel to allowing access through browsers. Why? Well, because guests will probably not want to install anything, so guest access works great through a browser using WebRTC, while power users, or when we need this, squeeze of additional control that gives us better quality, this will require an application. So if we're going for a mobile-only type of an application, then two things that you might want to consider. First is that you want to allow application sampling on mobile browsers. So people will be able to run the service at least partially through the browser before they decide to install it. So now you're not in only native mobile application, but also with something that needs to interact through a browser. The second thing is that in the future, you might actually need to support browsers in your service. So you're starting with mobile first or mobile only, and you expand to additional devices and additional mediums. With a PC application, it is slightly different, but goes in the same type of a mindset. Okay? First of all, if you want better coverage of all desktop operating systems, you can use WebRTC. Okay? Writing a native application usually ends up running on Windows and then Mac, and that's it, and nobody supports Linux. With WebRTC, you can use Electron, which is a wrapper on top of the Chrome browser, and then you get the Linux application almost for free. Now, with browsers, you can offer frictionless guest access, something you can't do with a native application that someone needs to download. And you can use that mechanism also to get users hooked into your service and then entice them to download your application to get additional features or to be more engaged in the service. So even if the focus of your service requires a PC application, you might want to choose for a browser support as well in parallel to having a PC application. So what does that mean exactly? What is it that we need to look for? Whatever it is, you need to make sure that the service you take has non-compromising quality across devices, and you have optimized experience for non-browsers. What do I mean? If you look at the quality in the solution that you have, it might get degraded when you run a call between a PC application and a web browser. You don't want that. You want the quality to be high everywhere. And you want to optimize quality and experience in non-browsers so that you can use things you can't use elsewhere. For example, running VP9 codec on a Mac device or an iOS device, just because you can use it inside a native application, but Safari still doesn't allow it. Okay, so what we're looking for is to get mobile applications and PC applications work seamlessly with WebRTC, work in a way that runs in concert with the two and not parallel to one another. So my end goal here is that you need to aim for seamlessness in what you're doing in the platform that you are going to select. Thank you for being here, and see you next time in Picking Live Video Platform.